Some of the greatest joys we experience in life are as a result of a happy family life. But living in these hectic last days, achieving such happiness is very difficult. The governing body deeply appreciates you hardworking parents and all that you're doing to try to help your children find a rich, satisfying life. As a parent, I remember the challenge we faced trying to develop love for Jehovah in the hearts of our two little boys. We used the tools available, the Bible, Watchtower articles, and then in 1978, how thrilled we were to receive my book of Bible stories. What a godsend this proved to be.
Hello, NotJah Witness again for part 8 of Calling Bullshit on the Jehovah's Witness children's book, My Book of Bible Stories. Part 50 is a great story for the children, about two brave women who saw an opportunity in getting on God's good side by killing the leader of an army oppressing them and holding some Israelites under servitude, basically. This slavery is bad in God's eyes, apparently because it is his people serving another lord. It's hard to keep up with when the slavery is good and when the slavery is bad. It's hard to read the message in the story as well. One of God's girls double-crosses the army and has them all killed, and the leader is later murdered in his sleep by a tent pin through the skull. As I said, it's a great story for the children. Next is Ruth and Naomi. It seems to be about two ladies that love each other so much that one runs away from her whole family, friends, and life to be with the other. Such a beautiful tale of lesbian love, but I don't think that is the message I was supposed to get from it. Really, they paint it as that Ruth hangs out with Naomi because she knew the one true God and didn't want to part from him, so they are blessed for it. This also helps the idea of leaving all that you know, betraying your loved ones, and cutting ties with your family for your God Jehovah. It is interwoven subtly in almost every story. Gideon and his 300 men is a reasonably well-known story. The army of 300 stop at a waterhole to drink, and God says only those who remain standing while drinking shall go on to fight, and you'll win with just those. So even without God, this would kind of be obvious to do in a battle scenario, as you'd keep your head up and your eyes attentive. However, this is apparently wisdom from Jehovah, and so Gideon went in and fought. No, they surrounded the enemy being enormously larger in size, but they just blew some trumpets and the enemy ran away. This type of story is used to remind witnesses to remain weary and on edge about it being the end times and to keep pushing God's word, else you fall behind and lose your grip on his balls. 53 is Jephthah's promise, where he is losing a battle and asks Jehovah to save his ass for the first person who greets him upon his victorious return. It turns out to be his only daughter, and thus he is pretty bummed. But his daughter is kinky and is all for the tabernacle life with the priests and the noble man with their magic sticks, and thus they're all happy. In theory, this sounds like a story to affirm your commitment to your promises, and it is. But it's the promise to God, and that promise in the real world is to the Watchtower organization. Okay, this one was honestly one of my favorites, especially given my personal particular medical condition. We all know the story of Samson, the strongest man, his hair, and the bitch that cut it. It isn't new, but it is a fun story about how physical strength comes with long hair, I think. That is why I'm a metalhead after all. But like all good kid stories, it ends in mass murder-suicide. Yay! Number 55 covers the opening story of Samuel, who Jehovah made hang out with all the older men of the tabernacle. When put into present context, this is just scary as fuck. He goes off to the church all the time to hang out with the older men there. And there are even bad priests there who do bad things, which are no good. This is turning out to be a bit of a horror story now. Basically, it ends with God giving Samuel a vision because God was so hot for him. Thus, the indoctrination of another minor. Following on there starts a new part to the story, so I will leave it there. I'm keeping these short as it is just easier to record in small bursts at the moment. Plus, I don't really want to put a lot of brain power into these kids' versions of the stories. There'll be plenty of time to delve deeper into these biblical parables from a much more analytical perspective at another point in time, utilizing more adult-targeted literature. Anyway, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. If you agree, disagree, or wish to correct me, feel free. Plus, if you have any topics you wish me to cover or dig deeper into, leave your suggestion below. I am on the Twitter machine now at NotJah Witness if you wanted to get in touch there or just send your pent-up hate towards me. I do always love hearing from people. And if you would like to see more on the JWs or other religious beliefs, as I do what I can to expose and refute them where I can, please hit that like button and subscribe if you will. I truly appreciate it. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching, and remember, I'm NotJah Witness.